Hey there, Booktube. It's Melissa. It's been a while since I have made a proper video, but I wanted to come on tonight and tell you a little bit how my Shorty September is going. I've been really enjoying watching everybody's Shorty September videos and thought I would chime in, especially since the month is already halfway over. Like, how the fuck is that even possible? So, anyway, let's get started. So, I got a little bit of a late start to Shorty September because I was finishing up Virginia Woolf's Night and Day, which is the second of her novels, I believe. And it was a little bit of a slog, particularly at the end. So that's kind of took away the momentum, I guess, for the beginning of Shorty September, right? So, anyway, but once I did get started, I have read some great books, and anyway, so the first one was Salt Slow by Julia Armfield, and this is an arc that I have had on my shelves since it was published in October 2019, and so I think I probably had the arc on my shelves like 6 months before that. This was back when I was doing some freelance book reviewing. Anyway, I really like this collection. It's one that I cannot believe that I've waited this long to read. The stories are very there's a little bit of suspenseful in there. They're a little bit gothic. They would be great for like the spooky season. They have twists and turns. They all involve women in some way in strange situations. The women are empowered in most of the stories, from what I can recall. It is a great collection. I think that if you like stories that are a little bit twisted, a little bit off the out of the ordinary, if you're into like the likes of like Flannery O'Connor but without the religious bent to it, then this might be something that you like. I like those stories in the beginning of the collection a lot more than I did towards the end, but maybe I was just kind of, I don't know. But I really liked it, and I love the cover of this. If you can see, it's like kind of like it's not really quite shimmery, but maybe in like a certain light it is. So I really like that a lot, and solid collection. I think I gave this 4 stars on Goodreads and Storygraph, and would highly recommend it. I listened to this on audio. So that was my first Shorty book, and then my second one was The Lazy Genius Way, Embrace What Matters, Ditch What Doesn't, and Get Stuff Done. It's by Kendra Adachi, and I have started listening to Kendra's podcast, also by the same name, and really like it. And I just kind of needed something, I don't know, at the beginning of fall, or with life changing, with kids going back to college, and me just, the two of us, being my husband and I, being in the house as empty nesters. I just kind of wanted like something to get me back on track, and this did. Kendra's philosophy is to be a genius about what matters and lazy about what doesn't, and I kind of like that. And as usual in these sort of books, there are tips that I think that will work for me and for my life, and some that don't. And overall, thought it was pretty good. Again, a little different than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, have a morning routine, journal in the morning, do this, do that. And it really wasn't like that. It kind of gave a lot more substance than I thought. So The Lazy Genius Way, that was my second Shorty September book. Then there were 2 DNFs, so we don't really need to mention them. I did post about them, I think, on Instagram. And my third Shorty book was Write for Your Life by Anna Quindlen. I'm a little bit hit or miss on Anna Quindlen's books, gotta be honest. Some of them have worked for me, some of them haven't. This I thought was going to be about writing, the craft and a how-to kind of books. And, I've read like a million of those. So I was kind of pleasantly surprised that this was not like that. This is more of a book about why to write, the importance of writing, of leaving a record, a legacy. She talks about famous works of writing that weren't intended to be widely shared. Like, she opens the book talking about Anne Frank's diary and how like she was just writing just for herself, as and eventually it was like, like she was starting to edit it for publication. So she talks about that's sort of the premise of the book. So, our letters from like grandparents, like how great it is to have that as a legacy, to generations that come afterwards, right? So anyway, really like this one. I thought that it was good and a little bit different than what I expected. I thought, I thought that this was good. So then I read, okay, so then I kind of made like a mistake. I don't know what I was looking at, but I somehow thought that I Am by Maggie O'Farrell was a shorty, and it is actually 290 pages. And I think I misread that as 209. So I started listening to this on audio a couple days ago, and it really this is an absolutely amazing book. This may be the best book that I have read in 2022. I'm not sure about that yet, but if it's not, it's pretty close. Probably definitely in the top 5, maybe in the top 3. So we're going to count it as a shorty because it was a fast read and it's not like that much over, 250 or so. And there goes my Kindle. Anyway, so I am. The subtitle is 17 Brushes with Death. And Maggie O'Farrell, like, over the course of her lifetime has had like different brushes with death, beginning from having encephalitis as a child to being like on a hike alone and encountering a guy who is clearly disturbed. Here we go, we get it back again. And I mean, like, this book, like, holy shit, that was just my reaction the whole time, was just like, holy fucking shit, like, the things that this woman has gone through. And if I had gone through like even half of what she has gone through, I'm telling you, I would not get out of bed in the morning. I just, honest to God, I mean, it was astounding. It was gorgeously written. I mean, suspenseful, gripping, tense, but somehow with like a gorgeous poetic flair to it. So I love this. I thought that, and that sounds really weird to say, right? Because you don't want to say like you love somebody's suffering. You don't want to say that you took pleasure reading about the shit that people have gone through, right? So, but my God, this was amazing. So I'm going to count it for Shorty September because, like I said, it was a short read for me because it was pretty fast. I really liked it. So I am by Maggie O'Farrell. I mean, maybe we count it as a half. I don't know. I get the sense this is not like that big of a low key. I mean, this is not like do what you want. All right, 2 that I am currently reading. So I am reading The Book of Delights by Ross Gay. This is a series of essays. Essays is a little bit generous. He calls them essayettes. And he had decided to write each day about a different delight. that he has experienced. One of the things I like about Ross Gay, he's originally from outside of Philadelphia, from not too far from where I grew up, and so there are some Philly references in this, and I really love that idea. I mean, I really like that. That always gives me a delight whenever I see, you know, a reference that I know in a book. But anyway, so like any collection, this is a little hit or miss for me. You know, but I overall I really do like it. I'm kind of rating this as, does it kind of give me a smile? Does it make me, you know, doesn't leave me kind of like warm and fuzzy? And it does. You know, the writing is very stream of consciousness, very like journal like, as if he just jotted it down. But it is good, so enjoying that. And then I'm also reading The Best American Food Writing, and this is part of the Best American series, Best American Travel Writing, Best American Short Stories, Essays. I think there's like a mystery story one too. There might be like a non-required writing, I'm not sure, but anyway, so that is also a current read. And then I am also reading, see if this will also come up or not. So I'm also reading Passing by Nella Larsen, and we'll see if I can pull this up on my Kindle or not. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, Passing by Nella Larsen. Actually started listening to this on audio on my way home from work today, so don't really have much of an impression on it yet because I'm not too far into that. The other one that I wanted to give a shout out for, a final one, is Mouth to Mouth by Antoine Wilson. This was not one of my Shorty September books. I read it a couple weeks ago before Shorty September started, but I wanted to give a plug for it because it is really good. I like this so much. I have Karen from Roving Reader to thank for this one, for putting this on my radar. It is the story about a guy who is a writer, and he is on a he is heading to Germany. I forget exactly where, Frankfurt, I think. And he's a writer, and he's in an airport, and he sees a college acquaintance that he knew in school, and their plane is delayed. And so the guy who he sees is very well off. He's done pretty well for himself. So he invites him to go to the first class lounge, and during which time he proceeds to tell him this like bizarre, crazy story from when he was, you know, from 20 years ago, really. And he tells this guy, this near stranger, this long lost acquaintance, the story because he says, you know, you were there in the beginning, which, I mean, like, if that isn't intriguing, I mean, that is like super intriguing, right? I love the cover. I love the cover of this. It's like Mystery Man, you know, glasses, clouds, you know, airplane like going up in smoke, you know, with his like fanciful tail. Really liked it, so gonna give a plug out for that. Obviously some of these are library books, and that's why I wanted to do the video tonight, was because I have to wanted to get these back. All right, I wanted to keep this short, and so I'm not going to go through the books that I am thinking about reading, but anyway, so let me know in the comments how your Shorty September is going, if you're participating or what you are reading. As you can probably sort of tell, my Shorty September has been a little on the light side in terms of, you know, the types of books that I've been reading. I think I kind of really needed a break after the Virginia Woolf. But yeah, so far I have read including my Kindle. I have read 4 and I have 2 in process. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the way that this year's Shorty September is going. So like I said, leave me a comment, like, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, I'm kind of on a precipice of a little milestone. So I would really appreciate that if you are so inclined. Anyway, have a great day or night whenever you're listening to this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.